Tonight on CTV News at 11:30. Students roll up their sleeves in French River to help sandbag.
Today we are filling up sandbags to help the community, to give back.
It comes as the community prepares for an onslaught of water and evacuees. Plus, the city of Timmins comes up with a plan to help it grow.
We felt that this was a good time to really get a good handle on, where we can grow.
We'll have more on what officials are hoping to achieve. And Premier Ford's plan for a plane hit some unexpected turbulence.
I heard loud and clear from the people that this was not the time to purchase a plane.
Doug Ford has now changed course and plans on selling the jet.
CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for staying up with us. Once again tonight we look to the skies and Mother Nature. Communities across the Northeast remain in a state of emergency. In French River there's a general fear the worst is still to come. CTV's Lindsay Alick starts us off tonight.
Doing their part.
Today we are filling up sandbags to help the community, to give back.
We are supposed to fill about 500 bags today. That's our goal.
13 grade 7 and 8 students from Minettville Public School spent the day at the Albin Community Center alongside search and rescue personnel.
I've taught at Minettville Public School for 25 years, and our community has been really supportive of our school over the years. So I look at this as a great opportunity to give back to a community that's looked after us.
French River Mayor Giselle Pajot says the MTO closed Highway 607, and many residents have already had to leave their homes.
There's quite a few that have evacuated people from Baker's Bay. Some of their houses are already filled with water. One just down the road here on Brousseau, her house, the water has come in, and we're trying to convince the people that live on Murdoch Street because the water is rising and they will not be able to get out. So the road is completely underwater. We don't have boats to go and get them, so we're suggesting that they leave. The behind you, the Albin Community Center will be turned into an emergency shelter for those that don't have any place to go.
Pajot says, unfortunately, the worst is yet to come, with water levels anticipated to continue to rise for at least the next 2 weeks. But she says she hopes they will peak by Friday. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Albin.
Just to the east of French River in West Nipissing, flooding and road washouts have closed multiple highways, leading to the community's mayor declaring a state of emergency over the weekend.
Right now, it's just highways and roadways. It's just general access that's being affected. We've had a few homes and locations that are seeing some flooding, and we'll continue to see some, obviously, as water levels continue to escalate. And again, our state of emergency is assisting us on that piece to pass along the message and just make sure that everybody's prepared.
Pilon says the emergency control group can close roadways where there is a foot or two of water buildup preventing safe travel. He said the closures may impact commercial traffic that is being rerouted to avoid the flooded areas, but some access remains for community members. Highway 64 remains closed from Sturgeon Falls to Highway 11 today after flooding shut the route down over the weekend. These images from field show how deep the water was over the roadway Friday. Highways 539 and 575 were also closed through parts of the weekend but have since reopened. The municipality says it's working closely with the OPP, first responders, and the MNR to monitor this situation.
We always encourage our residents to continue to prepare. If you're living in a floodplain or a low area, you know that historically that perhaps you've had some flooding, then we're urging everybody to get ready and just to prepare.
The flood warnings remain, however, in effect for Greater Sudbury as rising rivers continue to spill into residential streets. CTV's Amanda Hicks continues our team coverage.
This isn't a lake. It's a residence yard in Chelmsford. A number of neighborhoods near the Whitson River are currently dealing with flooding. While Conservation Sudbury says Whitson water levels dropped 27 centimeters overnight due to the chill, they say warmer weather on Wednesday will likely reverse that trend. For Austin Medor, the water breached his yard and filled his crawl space.
If it wasn't for the fact that everything froze Saturday night, we probably would have been flooded. But the garage, our landlord was just here, they have water damage about 1.5 feet upwards.
A short distance away, Boulanger Street is one of 17 roads closed by the city of Greater Sudbury due to flooding. The pressure isn't just on the riverbanks, it's also underground. This viewer video shows the Capriol sewage reservoir overflowing into the Vermilion River. The city says the situation has since been resolved.
A lot of inflow infiltration overwhelmed the system, and so crews were deployed with equipment to try to remove water from the sewer system because we don't want sewer backups into people's basements. And so what happened is that it created additional activity, additional flow to the lagoon, and I understand that the lagoon spilled over the berm at 3 different locations. Now I want to reinforce that lagoons are designed to spill so as to not let the entire berm fail. So that is actually a design aspect of lagoons.
Conservation Sudbury warns that with more rain in the forecast, water levels could exceed the record highs seen in 2023. The current flood warning remains in effect until April 27th. Amanda Hicks, CTV News, Sudbury.
The walking paths are underwater in sections of Bell Park as Ramsey Lake starts to thaw. These images taken Friday near the water treatment plant on David Street shows the park benches in deep puddles. Meanwhile, the hospital, including the emergency department in Mindamoya, remains closed. The ongoing infrastructure issues as a result of flooding are still impacting the Mindamoya Hospital. In a release, the hospital says while the surface water is receding, the sewer lines are still operating at over 100% capacity. In other news, a young person charged in connection with a fatal stabbing in Garson almost 3 years ago pled guilty and was sentenced in a Sudbury court today. CTV's Angela Gemmell reports.
Under the Youth Criminal Justice Act, the youth who was 16 at the time can't be identified. He pled guilty to manslaughter and aggravated assault in connection to a double stabbing in June 2023, where a 17-year-old was killed and an 18-year-old seriously injured. In an agreed statement of facts shared with the court, it was learned 2 teens met along Falconbridge Road in Garson for a physical fight to settle a dispute, each bringing a friend along. A paring knife was used to stab the first victim in the abdomen and the other man in the back multiple times. Several victim impact statements were read in court, including from the mother of the victim. She addressed her statement to the accused, telling him he shattered her entire family and she'll never recover from the heartbreak of losing her son. Defense submitted a letter from the mother of the young person charged, who suffers from health and behavioral issues and had a difficult upbringing, including spending time in foster care. A second teen has already gone through the court system, pleading guilty to aggravated assault and uttering threats. A joint submission from Crown and Defense asked the judge to give the maximum sentence for both offenses. That is 3 years for manslaughter and 2 years for aggravated assault. The judge approved the maximum sentencing to be served concurrently with a credit for time served in pretrial custody. That leaves just 8.6 months or 262 days for the youth to serve his time. The judge reminded him that the victim's family is serving a lifetime of grief. Angela Gemmell, CTV News, Sudbury.
2 men have been charged with firearm possession after getting pulled over for speeding. That according to OPP, which pulled over a speeding car Saturday afternoon near Big Perch Bay Road in Plummer Township. Police say the vehicle was stolen and arrested the driver and passenger, and that a search of the car led police to a 9mm handgun and a 12-gauge shotgun, as well as ammunition. Timmins City Council has approved a municipal growth management study to guide long-term planning over the next 30 years. CTV's Lydia Chubak has more on why officials feel it's so crucial.
Timmins officials anticipate economic and population growth in the coming years and want to be prepared. City Council has approved a municipal growth management study to help ensure the community keeps pace with future development. The mayor says as far as she knows, this is the first study of its kind for the city.
We know that Timmins is poised to grow with a lot of the industrial activity that's happening in the area, and that's set to come in the coming years. We felt that this was a good time to really get a good handle on where we can grow, how would be the best way to grow, and what would be needed to be able to support the growth that's anticipated.
The study estimates the city's population could increase by about 4,800 people, with approximately 2,200 new housing units needed.
It's a very important piece of work. We are using it more as a baseline, I think, at this point, as we start to think about our planning for the next few years, because we are anticipating that there might be a bit more growth than what was projected in this study.
The city says the study includes 45 strategic recommendations to help guide future decisions as it updates its official plan. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
Coleman Township has a big decision to make what to do about the campground at Bass Lake. The body of water, which is a popular spot for residents during the warmer months, has a campground that is in need of a lot of costly repairs. 4 options for its future are being proposed. In short, letting it continue as a campground, closing the lower campground, closing the upper campground and letting it be redeveloped, or eliminating camping and making it available to day visits. With a limited tax base and costly repairs, Mayor Dan Claroux says there's a lot to consider.
It's like building anything else. We can, you have to stage it over, 4 or 5 years, and we can do it, but we really do not want to increase taxes. It has to pay for itself.
A town hall with the community ended earlier this evening. Claroux is hoping council will be able to make a decision soon. Some relief tonight for drivers who found lower prices at the pumps at most gas stations today. In many places, more than 10 cents. The drop comes as the temporary suspension of the federal fuel excise tax on gas and diesel takes effect, which will last until Labor Day. Currently, the lowest price our cameras could see in Sudbury tonight was $158.9. With more on how drivers are feeling, here's CTV's Allison Hurst.
Drivers are fueling up 10 cents cheaper than yesterday.
It's finally a break. I mean, they said they were going to lower the taxes, and I guess this is what it is.
While many appreciate the direction the price is going, it's hard to know how long it will last.
I'm glad the federal government's doing a good job at trying to lower them.
Today, yeah. Who knows about tomorrow, though? Tomorrow might be higher.
These gas prices totally blow, and it's tough to run a business.
The federal government's move to suspend the fuel excise tax goes into effect today, lasting until Labor Day, and costs $2.4 billion.
That 10-cent a litre excise tax savings you're seeing now, I would grab it because I have not got a lot of confidence that it's going to stick for an extended period of time.
Analysts say the break felt at the pump hinges on what happens with the war in Iran and the Strait of Hormuz.
If the strait gets open, then prices will stay low and go lower. If it closes, this will be a very temporary savings for the consumer, and prices will go right back to where they were before. It's a crystal ball. It's pretty foggy.
The 2-week ceasefire is supposed to end this week, leading drivers to worry about more fuel fluctuations, as last week drivers fueled up at well over $1.80.
I think it's going to get worse. That's the way I see it. It's going to get worse.
It dropped today because they took the taxes off, but it's still high, yes.
Should be dropping more. Should be double that. This shouldn't be the regular.
But with so much uncertainty, the fear is this could be. Allison Hurst, CTV News, Toronto.
Time now for a short break here on CTV News. Coming up, Rick will have your full weather forecast. For now, look at the current conditions, and we're looking at some calm before, and we've seen some wild weather as of late, but this isn't bad, but this is well below average. We are seeing some actual snow and flurries at around the Wawa and Chapleau area, -2 in Elliott Lake, -2 in Perry Sound, some snow down there. We'll have details after the break.
Flurry activity in the northeast overnight in several areas. As you can see, our forecast radar right now, flurries in Moosonee, Kapuskasing, Timmins and Chapleau. Some lower temperatures as well. That system moving through the northeast right now. We've got some rain and warmer temperatures coming up by the end of the week, and we'll keep a close eye on that. Sudbury Nickel Belt, your 7-day numbers. Mainly cloudy tomorrow morning, then some sun and cloud in the afternoon at 8. 13 Wednesday, sunny skies. Thursday, sun and cloud at 15. Warmer weather, of course, with the rain. Chance of showers on Friday at 17. 13 Saturday, chance of showers, 60%. And 11 on Sunday with the sun and cloud, which is pretty well your normal for this time of the year. Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, we've got sunshine for the most part. Clearing tomorrow at 15. 15 Wednesday, sunny skies. More of the same on Thursday at 17. Chance of showers Friday at 14. Then 9 Saturday, 60% chance of showers. Sun and cloud on Sunday at 10. Your normal for the month of April at this time. Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing. Chance of sleet, some showers or flurries by tomorrow at 12. 15 Wednesday, sun and cloud. Chance of showers on Thursday at 10. 14 Friday, sunny skies. Saturday, chance of showers, 60% at 11. And 10 Sunday, some sun and cloud, which is bang on for your normal. Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, flurries in the forecast for overnight and to start things off tomorrow morning. 9 degrees, 12 on Wednesday, sunny skies. Thursday, some cloud cover at 11. Chance of showers on Friday at 30%. 15 your high. 11 on Saturday with a 60% chance of showers. Sunday, some sun and cloud also at 11. Meanwhile, North Bay, West Nipissing, flurries tomorrow at 6. 14 Wednesday, sunshine there. Thursday, sunny skies continue at 15. Chance of showers to rain on your parade to start things off on the weekend. 30% chance of showers at 18. 60% chance on Saturday, 14. But it's not going to be a complete loss. It may rain on Friday. We've got a good chance of rain on Saturday. Sunday comes to the rescue with some sun and cloud and 11 degrees, which is what you should be getting for this time of the year. So, Ian, you've been looking for some warmer temperatures. And, of course, we've got to keep a very close look at the flood watch in the, area where you live. And we'll be keeping our fingers crossed in terms of the temperatures and the rising water levels. Back to you.
We certainly will. Thanks, Rick. Plans for a private jet for Ontario's premier were grounded yesterday when Doug Ford announced he changed course. CTV Siobhan Morris has more.
I understand that you may be passionate this morning.
Tempers hot in question period over the Ford government's purchase of a 10-year-old, $29 million jet intended for the premier's business.
To say this was just a minor error is absolutely absurd.
Announced and defended by the premier's office on Friday. By Sunday morning, Doug Ford said he's putting the plane up for sale.
It shows leadership when our premier recognizes that a decision needs to be changed, and he changes it.
The premier in Ottawa for a speaking engagement got an earful over the weekend.
I heard loud and clear from the people that this was not the time to purchase a plane.
Ford says he should have been out making the case for the jet, even as Ontarians struggled to get by.
I understand the cost of fuel is going up. I understand groceries are going up. I understand everything is going up and it's costly.
But critics say the plane purchase has marred Ford's For the People brand.
The premier's personal preference to have his own private luxury jet is really speaking more about who he really is.
The premier feels he's victim of a double standard.
I'm under scrutiny more than the prime minister, more than any premier in the entire country. And the inconsistencies from the media are just mind-boggling to me.
Pointing out Quebec and the federal government have jets to move politicians. The reversal leaves the opposition with more questions than before.
We deserve to know how every dollar was spent on this greedy scheme, including the penalties, including the resale losses.
The original buy would have been approved by Cabinet.
I can't disclose conversations that occur at Treasury Board or at the Cabinet level to preserve Cabinet confidentiality.
And new changes to freedom of information laws speeding through the legislature may keep more insight in secret.
And the premier has the gall to spend your tax dollars on a private luxury jet, and now he's trying to use legislation to hide it from you.
Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
The youth hiring period has opened for Canada's Summer Jobs 2026. More than 300 opportunities in Sudbury are available for young job seekers between the ages of 15 and 30. Canada's Summer Jobs is launching the hiring period this week with an online job bank and a mobile app to help youth gain valuable work experience and long-term employment. Trees for Nipissing is looking for North Bay residents interested in helping them grow the city's canopy. The program, which is being subsidized by the city of North Bay, is offering native trees to residents at a discounted rate. It'll be $22 for most trees, and they have 5 different kinds. $5 if you live in the old city because it needs more help with the canopy. The not-for-profit says the benefits to planting on your property are numerous.
If you have a tree, it will provide you with and your home with shade so that your air conditioning costs would be less. They also help reduce particles in the air that you might breathe, those microparticles we've been hearing about lately.
More information can be found in Trees for Nipissing's social media. Trees will be available while supplies last. Still ahead tonight on CTV News. Some significant solar projects get approval in our region. More on what's coming after this. With Earth Day on Wednesday, Timmins is offering a better way to get around. Timmins Transit will be offering free rides on April 22nd. The city says taking public transit is a more environmentally friendly option to driving. Buses have lower emissions per person and reduces demand for and consumption of fossil fuels. Residents will be able to ride for free all day this Wednesday. A huge donation from the Tony and Anna Ruscio family to the Sault Area Hospital Foundation. $600,000 will fund critical equipment, while another $200,000 will support the Sault Area Hospital Emergency Department. Sudbury's Magna Mining says their fourth quarter ended on a high note. The company is reporting their strongest quarter, the McCreedy West mine site. CEO Jason Jessup saying in a release today the McCreedy West mine has generated a positive cash flow of $3.3 million, which is contributing to the Levack and Green Hill projects. Magna has already invested more than $8 million in exploration and evaluation at those sites. Studies the 2 sites is expected to be completed by the end of this year's third quarter. The Independent Electricity System Operator awarded 2 significant solar projects for First Nations in Northern Ontario today. And as CTV's Corey Nordstrom tells us, one is set to rewrite the record books.
It's a historic project for Garden River First Nation. Together with renewable energy company Neon, Ontario's largest solar farm is coming to the nation's traditional territory near Warncliffe. With a 50% equity split, it will net Garden River $1 billion over its 20-year lifespan.
What it means to Garden River is economic prosperity for the future. I think it's also a fact that our members have a voice, and that our members also have engagement because with the 50-50% partnership here, nothing can be moved forward, nothing can be done without Garden River sitting at the table.
The project will be 200 megawatts. It's going to generate a bit more than 380,000 megawatt hours per year for 20 years. So that's the equivalent of what 40,000 households in Ontario would consume every year.
Garden River leadership and staff gathered to outline the details of the project, located 55 kilometers east of Sault Ste. Marie. The project will soon begin its consultation phase, with construction slated for 2028 and a service start date of 2030.
It is a medium-sized footprint at over several hundred acres, just under 2,000. Looking at the current site, there's several hundred acres of plantation there currently.
Neoan had mentioned that there would be about 200 jobs involved in the construction of this position, so looking to fill those with as many Garden River First Nation members as possible.
This comes as Neon and Metechuan First Nation also solidified a 20-year solar farm project, beginning with construction in 2028 and operation in 2029. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Garden River.
Finally tonight, solving a Rubik's Cube takes time, but these Winnipeggers you're about to see showed off their need for speed to solve their cubes. You are seeing that correctly. That's a 7x7 cube. Speed Cubing Canada hosted its Winnipeg Spring 2026 at the University of Winnipeg today. Dozens of speed cubers gathered to find out who's the fastest to solve their cubes. One of the competitors, Brad Sallin, says some kids can solve a cube in less than 10 seconds.
What makes it unique is just the mental dexterity and the amount of memorization that goes into it, because I mean the kids who choose to do it are so involved in it and they're so committed to learning the math behind it, learning the algorithms, and it really is something that really helps exercise the mind.
This was Sallin's 6th time attending the competition with his son Rowan. Rowan says cube solving is calming for him, but when he goes up to compete, it can also be nerve-wracking. Good for them. I can't even solve one cube. Way to go. That takes us to the end of our newscast this Monday night. For the latest news anytime, remember you can head to our website, ctvnewsnorthernontario.ca. You can also download our CTV News app. Thanks for watching. Good night.